Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Wednesday, November 6, 2013. So on the news front today, nothing really exciting happening. So we're just going to move right on to, sorry about that, to the exchanges across the oceans and across the Pacific. We're looking at Asia, some decidedly bearish and some decidedly bullish. So it's sort of a mixed bag. I don't really know what to make of that, but it is what it is. The other side of the ocean here over in Europe, at least at midday, very positive bullish signs here. All right, let's take a look at what's going on for the futures here in the U.S. Looks like we're going to open up very nicely, smartly, I guess you might say. Gold is still bouncing around at 1300 level, and oil is still below 95. And that's just an observation. Can't really tell anything from that. Let's take a look at yesterday. I had a bunch of alerts set off. Actually, all these set off, and the only one that I got in on was Netflix. So we're looking at, if I was go to take a look at the chart. Here's the chart. Okay, so I went for a 1-to-1 at the money yesterday. I forget exactly what time I did that. What time did I do that? Netflix was at 10:13. So it's on this very first candle here, right at the peak, but it worked out during the day. And I did collect $2.37 for that, so it almost meets the 1-to-1. We risk 500 or 250 to make 250. So in this case, we risked 260 to make 240 rounded off, if you round everything off. Or it could be 250, or never mind. It's rounded off. It's almost a 1-to-1 risk-reward scenario on that particular one. I kind of like these, and I might be slowly migrating towards that type of trade. But the numbers have to work out, and they don't work out for everything on the A+ list. They have to, first of all, be very liquid. So it works out for Amazon or Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Some of these just, even though they're big names, there's not a lot of open interest or transactions on their options, especially on the weeklies. So I'll report back with a better summary of that. Okay, and yesterday I was looking for 60-cent credit on SPX. I was not able to get that either, so being that it's already Wednesday, I probably will not be doing one this week again. And we were looking also at a BIDU 150 calendar. I didn't do it, but I did lock in the price here. And if we were to look at a chart, we can see that it actually got down and it touched that moving average, the 50 moving average, and then came back up later on in the afternoon. So I'm just going to leave this in here as a simulated trade for right now. And I might be doing more calendars looking at support or resistance, whether it's bullish or bearish, but I particularly like on the bearish side because I like doing the put calendars just because of the way that they react when stock prices drop. All right, and where else are we? Do I have anything on my notes here? I think that's it for my notes. The other thing I wanted to do is just take a look. I did take a look at rolling gold yesterday, and I'll show you what that looked like here. The gold covered call is right here. So if I were to roll it down from a 134 to a 132, my net credit, and net credit was I would have collected $1.07, and I would have had to pay 6 cents to buy back the current November 134 short. So my net was $1.01. That would have brought my cost basis to 126.90. But now, if I get called out, we're getting called out at 132. So we actually go down to a net profit of 3.8%, which brings me back to the second month, actually. And that just was not, it left kind of a bitter taste in my mouth. And I know that there's, I could have checked a 133, I could have checked a 131, I could have rolled it further out. I could have done a lot of things, but I think that I'm still bullish on gold. So I'm going to stick with this 134, and if it expires out of the money, then we'll take a look at what might be going on for the 132 or 134 for December. And if we were to take a look at it right now, 134 is at 70 cents. So, that's another 70 cents. And it cost me a penny out of that. Actually, 70 cents is $70, and it cost me $1.25 to do that. So if I let it expire out of the money this Friday, that doesn't cost me anything, and then I can go ahead and move over to this. So next week, Wednesday or Thursday, if this drops down below a nickel, then I'll probably buy it back, because transaction-wise it's not going to cost me anything, and then I'll just go ahead and sell this one. Hopefully we'll get 70 cents for it or better. So here's the roll. I actually did a roll. You just go here and you say Analyze Rolling Trade, and click on that, and that's what you get. If you change it to December, so now it's down, 134 is at 65 cents. So I could roll it for a 65-cent credit, but not going to do that either. I bring this down to the 134 to 132. I should come up with the same number again, or close to it. Now it's $1.03 because it's up a little bit this morning. So that is kind of the way you look at this, and that's the way I looked at it, and I decided to take a pass, and I'm going to wait until next week to figure out what it is I'm going to do. The rest of the count, Celgene is a is a bull put. So overall we're pretty much bullish except for this VIX. So we're in a bull mode right now. The VIX is only bearish because we're looking for some volatility to enter the market, and usually that only happens when the market pulls back. All right, let's move right on into the A+ list. And we have Apple, that we maybe could have pulled something off on this, just not feeling real good about this this sideways price action here. Would like to see a little bit more energetic, or a little bit vector this thing up more at a 45-degree angle rather than what's looking like a flat 0 degree right here, just across the board, just going right straight across here, and not big ranges either. Not used to that with Apple. So we're passing on that. Amazon. Okay, we were looking for a hook here. We may be getting one. we just need a little bit more confirmation on that, because we actually closed 2 days in a row at just about the same price. So that's not looking too good to me. So we're going to let that one simmer another day. Here's BIDU with that calendar that I was talking about. I am not going to do, we have a PPS down arrow here. We have momentum leaving, momentum going negative on a daily. Not liking the looks of BIDU at all right now. Still going to need a little bit extra time for this one to mature. So I'm throwing a trend reversal trade up here. I'm expecting that by the time this stochastic gets up here above the 55 and into the 80s, that it's going to be in a downtrend. Celgene, we did take a look at that one. It's looking pretty good here, still bouncing off that resistance. CF Industries had nice earnings and then kind of falls apart. Well, so much for congratulations to CF, which I think I mentioned yesterday. Chipotle, too soon after earnings to do anything with that. Chipotle definitely took off yesterday, and I didn't do anything with it. I really don't remember why I didn't do anything with it. Still looking good. I think I wanted to do a 50-50, and the numbers were not working out. I think it was only giving me $1.60 or something like that. And we'll take a look at this right quick at November for this week, and I'll give you an example here. We are at, even if we go kind of deep in the money here, we're still only looking at $2.12 credit, and this is $2 in the money on a $5 spread, so that's pretty hefty. We might have to even go all the way up to here in order to get something that gives us a decent amount of risk to reward, and there's no way that I'm going that high. Will it get to 550? It might, but it just wasn't working out yesterday, and that just happens to be what I was looking for, was a 1-to-1 risk reward, just because there's not much time left this week. So here on Google we have a PPS down arrow, we have momentum leaving, hooking down over here on the weekly. Probably not a good bull put trade here. Maybe another one for a calendar. I don't know if I'm going to have time today to look at some of these calendars to see how they might work out. But I don't see anything directional that makes me want to jump on Google at this time. Goldman Sachs. We had an alert on this. It did not trigger. I am removing it. And this might be another calendar candidate. Just looking at from a momentum perspective here, it's like tighter and tighter. Maybe it'll explode, or maybe it might continue on for a while. So that could be another, probably like at the money type of a calendar. In this case, I would probably go with next week and see what are we looking at the money. 160 calendar would be 58 cents, and so it'd be $58, and you could make 100, but your probability, let's look at probability here, and let's turn it on for the 15th. You had about a 50-50 probability that it's going to end up somewhere inside this tent. All right, let's go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we have a target set up here, so we're waiting for that one. I'm not going to waste any time here. Let's move right along. MasterCard is failing. We have a PPS down. Still a pretty good momentum on the weekly. I really can't tell anything from this. I'm just not seeing a direction here at this time. So I'll pass on that. Netflix, we're already in it. To win it, Priceline. Here's our calendar that we sold here. Actually, it's up to 160 now. So we would make a little bit more on it. And when do we have earnings? Tomorrow night, I think, right? Yeah. Tomorrow night. All right. Not going to do an SPX trade today. Tesla has earnings as well. What do we got here? Did they actually come through? Earnings were to be nothing. And they had 12 cents actual. Did they do anything here overnight? Ooh. Yeah, they did something overnight, all right. Dropped 20 bucks. Or, I mean, dropped $10. That's not all that bad. That's just, that's just stuff. And Visa, last but not least. Trying to keep this video a little bit more short. A little bit more short. That's not good English. A little shorter. How's that? We got Visa. What are we looking at here? We may have, this may be kind of an area of support here. I'm going to put a target in here. Now let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. All right. Tesla, let's take a look at that again. Huh. How about that? That's a bummer for Tesla. They have pretty cool cars. I got to give them credit. Okay, all right. Well, that's it for today, for Wednesday. Everybody have a great day. And thanks for watching. Happy trading.